What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another TB Toycast unboxing right here on YouTube. As today we are unboxing the Mattel Elite WWE Series 113 CM Punk. Man, that's a wordy title, isn't it? But I was so excited to get this CM Punk figure. Of course, CM Punk, no stranger to controversy in the world of professional wrestling. As many people know, CM Punk not short on wrestling figures either. A lot of figures this guy has had in his lifetime, from the Jakks Pacific days all the way through to Mattel, even Jazzwares, as he has wrestled in many places. Of course, CM Punk's notoriety, I feel like, really came to a head for most people in 2006 when he joined WWE's version of ECW, which led to his first action figure. I believe it was an ECW Series 1 from Jakks Pacific, a Ruthless Aggression style figure, and actually a pretty good figure, a pretty well-received figure. A lot of people really enjoyed that. He had a lot of figures from Jakks, but of course in 2009 to 2010, right around that time, Jakks Pacific lost the license to Mattel, who gained rights to the WWE figures. And CM Punk, I believe, was in Mattel Elite Series 1. And that was his very first Mattel figure. And of course, he had multiple Mattel figures after that. This one, however, I'm really excited to unbox because it represents a very specific look. Of course, when he wore, and you can't hardly see it in here, but obviously we'll unbox it and get a better look. He wore Macho Man inspired gear on an episode of Raw. After, of course, the legendary Macho Man Randy Savage tragically passed away. So it'll be really fun to dive into this. They actually did a basic of this in a 2-pack, kind of a legendary style 2-pack that featured CM Punk and the Macho Man. I remember seeing it at a Walmart, actually, and was like, man, that's a really cool set. I should get that, and I didn't. Still a regret I have, figure regret. That's something you'll hear a lot on this channel. Things you didn't buy that you wish you would have bought, and sometimes we were able to go back and get it. Sometimes we're not. So it just is what it is. Of course, right here it says CM Punk from Chicago, Illinois. Most people know that. 6'2", 218 pounds. The finisher, the Go to Sleep, or the GTS. Of course, wearing his new Nexus shirt. That was a pretty wild time. The Nexus came in 2010. These guys that were from the NXT, the original NXT, when it was like a game show. What a weird time that was. And CM Punk takes over the group and kind of makes it the new Nexus. Of course, wearing the armband with the N, which was kind of strange, but it was kind of fun for the time. And this is kind of a figure representing that. From the legendary Pipe Bomb promo to winning the WWE Championship on the last day of his contract, the Second City Saint, May 2011, the Summer of Punk. Career highlights: WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion. Doesn't mention AEW Champion. That's interesting. Of course, CM Punk also had figures from AEW Jazzwares. I'll show some pictures here. A lot of really good figures, too. That run, however, was short-lived, as he then eventually made his return in very surprising fashion at the 2023 Survivor Series. So a lot of history on Punk. I can't cover it all in a pretty short video, but just a few things we want to talk about. I was kind of convinced that myself that when CM Punk was fired from AEW, I was like, you know what? Sign a Legends deal. You have so many looks that people want, this one included. Like, we need figures. And I really didn't expect a full-time return to WWE to happen. I don't think a lot of people did. But it happened. I saw it, I was like, wow, there he is. He's back. He was in the Royal Rumble. Of course, got some injury plagues. But we're getting action figures again, and that's what we want. That's what the fans want. So let's take a look at this figure. Real quick, I do want to mention the roster here for Elite Series 113. CM Punk, of course. First time in the line, Trick Williams of NXT. I'm a big fan of Trick. I do not have that figure. I tend to just buy Legends, but I do like that figure a lot. Kofi Kingston, no stranger to the line. Tiffany Stratton, who's making a lot of headway in the main roster, formerly from NXT. I was about to say NXT, but she's on the main roster now. Miss Money in the Bank, right? I believe that's her first Elite. Dragon Lee, first time in the line Elite. And, of course, Carlito. So definitely excited to see Carlito back in the Mattel family. Of course, he had a basic, a 2-pack, I believe, with Primo. I believe, I could be wrong, fact check me if you want, his only Mattel figure, and then he returns to the WWE, 13, 14 years later? Crazy enough, and now he's back in the Elite line. I did pick that up as well. This was actually from Ringside Collectibles. probably the best place to get WWE figures. I did order these because I was afraid I would not ever find this on the pegs. And I feel like if I did find it, this figure would go very quickly. So I'm hoping to pick up that Trick Williams. Dragon Lee is a maybe, but I definitely want that Trick Williams because I'm a big fan of his. I think he's doing great stuff. And WWE's got a lot of talent right now that I would really like to get figures of. Ethan Page is doing awesome in NXT right now. I actually have his big rubber guy coming. I also have an AEW Jazzwares figure of him. So one thing real quick, you notice how flimsy these boxes are? Mattel's did not used to be that way, and I understand there's probably cost cutting there to keep prices low, so I do respect that, but I'm flipping it over there. It just kind of bothers me because if you were to keep these mint on card, which obviously I am not, got a couple of hands there, it would be very, very hard to do. And the Nexus armband, pretty fun accessory right there. And then, of course, we got the figure. Are there twist ties? Can we pop it out? There's a couple, but we are powering through. Powering through, ladies and gentlemen. Twist ties everywhere. Story of my life. Okay. Yeah. Even his hands are twisted together. Can you believe that? All right. Maybe. And success. And we make a mess on the floor. All right. So, CM Punk. Yes, definitely has got the macho style gear. A little stiff on the legs there. All right. So, oddly enough, a lot of people didn't realize he was wearing macho gear because earlier in the night he came out in exactly this. So this is what you saw, because he would often wear the shirt with, just his boots and stuff, which is kind of a, as a wrestler, this is kind of a wrestling thing. He's not wearing pants. Randy Orton did this a lot. He'd come out for promos wearing just a shirt. I don't know. It always kind of looked weird to me. It's like, you thought enough to put a shirt on, but you couldn't put on a pair of shorts? What are we doing here? In fact, well, he actually may have had a pair of shorts on. I don't know. Fact check me if you want. But people saw the yellow on the boots, and they were like, what is that? Because he never wore yellow on the boots. He was always black knee pads, black kick pads. So everyone was kind of curious about that. Then, of course, when he got ready for his match, I believe he had a tag match that night. This is what you saw. Of course, we don't get the Pepsi or the Cobra logos. But, hey, it is what it is. So people saw the classic, very stiff legs there, classic Macho Man stars, and then, of course, the Macho Man style logo with CM Punk. Absolutely incredible figure. Yeah, this one is really, really cool. I like that a lot. This could be one of the best Mattel figures I've ever unboxed. Wow, this thing is a beautiful, beautiful figure. Of course, we got the Nexus shirt, as you saw, with the lightning bolt style design. I actually like this shirt. I always thought that was kind of a fun logo, kind of a play on his of course, his hand with the X on the wrist tape and holding the lightning bolt. We got the Nexus armband with it as well, and then, of course, a couple extra hands. What are you guys' thoughts on extra hands? Do you guys use them? Do you keep them all? I feel like this is perfectly fine. I just display these. I don't really... Sometimes I'll swap a hand, if like he needs to hold something, right? Like if this came with a microphone, yeah, I would probably pop a hand out and put an open hand on there so he could hold the microphone. But to me, this is perfectly fine. I think this is a great figure. I think this is awesome. I know some people have had some Mattel quality issues lately, but I feel like this one, the legs are a little stiff, but they're, they go back to where they're supposed to be. Pretty easy to move joints, pinless. I know Kyle Peterson likes that. Got his white elbow pad that he wore at the time. All the tattoos look pretty solid based upon what they can do. I can't get too upset about logos not being there because that's just a copyright issue. But yeah, it's great to have CM Punk back in the Elite line. I do have the original, not the original. My other CM Punk Elite, the only one I have is the Pipe Bomb. White, well, not the pipe bomb, but it represents the pipe bomb run. The white shirt with the etching. I've always thought that was a cool look. Unfortunately, I bought that figure. This is a true story. You can't make this up. If I can get a picture of it, I'll show you. I bought that figure off of eBay. Thought it was awesome. I was like, okay, I really want this. And at the time, was not really in a financial situation where I could order a lot of figures or buy a lot of figures. So I just did what I could. I bought that figure off eBay. I had it on my coffee table. I was like, man, this thing is awesome. And I was eating an orange, okay? And somehow knocked it over and spilled orange on his shirt, and it is stained to this day. Can't make that up, ladies and gentlemen. That's a true story of how I stained the CM Punk Elite figure. One of the more rare ones, one of the more expensive ones. We're starting to see a lot more CM Punk figures now. Of course, the Straight Edge Society Punk, I believe, is available for pre-order at Ringside Collectibles. It may already be available. I'm not 100% sure on that, but there's a lot of CM Punks coming, and I'm sure a lot more down the pipeline. So I think 2025 will be the year of Punk. I'm calling it now. But thank you guys very much. Of course, check out TB Toycast every Thursday. Wherever you get your podcasts, we cover tons of great toy lines. And, of course, we just recently covered Ghostbusters Monsters. So much fun. I think you guys will absolutely love it. Of course, the Ghostbusters need to fight Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman, right? So let's put out a toy line. It's a lot of fun. We have a blast on that show, so make sure to check that out every Thursday. And I believe the YouTube schedule is going to be every Wednesday and Friday a new unboxing video. That's right, I'm going to try to do 2 videos a week. Now, that's not quite up to par with Kyle Peterson doing like 28 videos a week, but I'm working my way to it. No, I don't think I can pull off 28 videos a week. The fact that he can pull that off, my friend Steve Hoker thinks he might be a time traveler, or he can somehow stop time to record all this content, edit it together, while also maintaining a family and a full-time job, because that's no easy task. But I digress. Thank you guys for checking out this unboxing video, and we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly, so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot. Baby Savage, I'm the